Protect yourself and your family from unexpected challenges. Consider accident-only income protection. Click the link in the description to find out more.
Boxing King Media in association with SaveMoreMoney.com, the star of SaveMoreMoney.com, the man himself. He's not just in the advert, we've got him in frame today.
Yeah, you know what, that advert is, like it or love it, that advert is like on point, man. It's on point. How you doing?
This is a security guard. So we're in Wolverhampton. We've just seen Adam Azim become the youngest and quickest European champion. Spencer Oliver's not going to be too happy about it, but talk to me about it.
He's actually the youngest British European champion. Scott kid, I can't remember his name. McGowan, I think it was. He won a title in his 10th professional fight as well. I think it was 2020. So he's English Brit to do it. But you know what? Well done to him. I think it was controlled. It was a development. Last two fights he's gone 10 rounds, and this was preparing him for this fight. I'm glad it went the way it went, because if he'd have knocked him out in 1-2 rounds, what would we have learned? How would that have improved him for the world scene? So I think how it went, he had to be disciplined. He had to drop his pace a little bit, but still keep the intensity. He's fast. He has the speed of Amir Khan. Doesn't throw as many shots as Amir Khan, but he has the speed of Amir Khan. But he has more power than Amir Khan. And I think that youth that he's got on his side that works for him right now will give anybody and everybody hellfire. Now, the next test in his career will be when he gets hit, how he handles it. Will he be brain over brawn? And we've seen when he's been in fights up to this point, he's kind of gassed himself out when he's had a fighter going. This time he had Petitjean hurt. He was patient, picked the pace up, but not picked it enough to gas himself out. So I think every fight is a learning fight, a developing fight, and I think he's done really, really well.
The obvious question people are going to be saying, the British titles with Dalton Smith, mainly the casual fans probably don't understand the business side of boxing. I spoke to Shane McGuigan. He suggested that's a better fight at world title level, where both will get paid a lot more. It could even be pay-per-view. But some people will demand it now because obviously George Groves and James DeGale did it at this level.
They did, and that's what I'm saying. And if we want to keep the appetite going, as the appetite's being produced this week in regards to what's happening in Saudi on the 23rd, make the best and fight the best, and eventually, if you are the best, the cream will rise to the top. So I wouldn't wait for a world title fight. I'd wait till the numbers add up, and right now the time's right. So that fight should happen, could happen. I don't think it will happen until there's something heavy on the line.
Got a shout out Tyler Denny. Similar journey to you. I actually was ringside when Tyler Denny won the Central Area middleweight title in Warsaw Town Hall. I can't remember how many years ago it was, about 7-8 years ago. I was ringside for that, and he obviously knows me, and I reminded him of that today. So it was amazing to see him to go and do that live on Sky Sports, because he's such a nice guy.
Well, the atmosphere tonight reminded me of when Harold Graham beat Ayab Kalouli, 1986. None of you people would be old enough for that. At the Sheffield City Hall, the vibe was just like that. The atmosphere, the expectation was just like that. Harold Graham was far more accomplished, and there was a lot more expectation on Harold Graham. But I was happy for Tyler Denny, because it was a real Roy of the Rovers moment for him. There'll never be anything better than that for Tyler. At home to win a European title, I don't care. He will live off that for the rest of his life, and he's like a local hero. And I think it was well deserved, because this guy has done everything and anything. And my man's like, he lives in a block of flats. I love to see fighters earning money. Tonight, will change the direction of the rest of his life and his 4 kids and his woman. He'll probably go and put a deposit on a house. He'll set up himself. That little bit of something's better than a lot of nothing. And people don't realise when fighters put their heart and soul on the line, it's hard, because we enjoy the adulation out there, but in reality, we still got to live, still got to eat. So I love the fact that it's a great way to top his career. I know I'm talking like he's retired, but it's a great way to top his career.
No, it is. I'm glad you said that, and I hope if he does watch this and he appreciates that, because, like I said, when he won that central area, I'm pretty sure most people thought, "Oh, this is it." But look what he's gone and done, and he's not exactly young either, is he? So well done to him, and I'd love to see him fight for a world title, because that'd be amazing. I spoke to Johnny at your home a few weeks ago, and we kind of discussed Anthony Joshua potentially changing trainers. I think you was convinced at the time that no, he's just ticking over, but. Again, he's still not 100% confirmed, but Ben Davison's put some pictures up on his Instagram today with him and AJ training together. AJ's put a video up yesterday, so it's fairly obvious to see him that that's where he's doing his camp, so you were wrong.
First of all, I got to respect you, because I know you know a lot and you never grass anybody up. And that's probably why everybody trusts you. You'll get amazing interviews. You'll be left, right, and centre. So I got to respect you, because we were having a conversation. You knew this and you let me talk away. But I got to respect that, which is a good shout. I think in saying that, and this is not going to be very popular, especially with AJ or his team. And I'll give you an example. When Kell Brook, sorry, 1 second. Ooh, almost there. Well,
Somebody wants a jacket.
She wants a bag.
It's all right. I'll get your jacket. So we're just sorting the security out with the jackets and the bags.
Thank you so much.
We'll keep that in. We'll keep it rolling. But yeah, you were saying not going to be a popular opinion.
It's not going to be a popular thing, what I'm about to say, and I'm quite sure there's going to be some backlash in a bit. But I'm going to be honest. You asked me a question. Now, when Kell Brook was training with Dominic Ingle, and Kell left Dominic, and he went and got other coaches and other trainers, I always knew Kell was going to... I never expected Kell to win, because I think he was cutting corners. He didn't want to pay for the best to get the best. That worked for him. He and Dominic worked well together. Kell learned his lesson, especially when it came back to fight Amir Khan, and he did everything right, listened to quotes, that got the best out of him. I think AJ... that tells me, and I could be wrong. If he's made that decision to have Ben Davis as his coach, and this, I'm not disrespecting or what it sounds like I am, but what I'm saying is, AJ has decided to stay at home and get Ben Davis to take him to this stage of his career. I think he's cutting corners, and if he's cutting corners at this stage, it tells me his ambition to be the best has gone, otherwise you pay for the best, to work with the best. So to me, he's just biding time. You know, we'll get through this fight. I hope it's maybe just for this fight, but if it is just for this fight, he's making the same mistake again by underestimating the man in front of him, and he'll get turned over. You know, he did it with Ruiz the first time, and the next time he thought, I'd get my shit in order. Don't do the same mistake again. So if he's made a permanent decision to move with Ben Davis, he's not paid he's not paying for the best. You know, as far as he's concerned, you know, his relationship with Derek James, you know, it don't work for me. Look at Derek James's pedigree. Look what he's done. Look what he's achieved. Yes, and you're going to get people saying, well, Ben Davis did with Tyson Fury. He didn't make Tyson Fury. You know, he polished Tyson Fury, motivated Tyson Fury to get him to the next stage. Tyson Fury left him. So what I'm saying to you is, Anthony Joshua's cutting corners. And that's not a good sign for a man that wants to be a 3-time heavyweight champion in the world. It don't make sense. It's common sense. And so now that is the case. And if that is a permanent case, you know, I think AJ's making up the numbers. He's getting through it. And I won't be surprised if within a year it's done.
So you're basically saying by picking Ben Davison, he's cutting corners, and I think you kind of might have alluded that he may be saving money, but surely somebody at his level, whatever money trainers get, he can't be saving that. It must make a difference. Surely money can't be the reason. It must be more than that.
Well, what else can it be? Because if you want to be the best, you're going to make sure you prepare the best. You have the best of everything. So what I'm saying is, remember AJ saying, you know, I'm still learning. I'm still coming on. You aren't going to learn anything if you keep chopping and training trainers and you don't stay with them long enough to learn something new, so to develop something new. You're chopping and training again. Are you going up or are you going down? You understand? So to me, it doesn't make sense. There's no sense about it at all, apart from the fact that you're cutting corners.
What about, there's a potential, I was speaking to somebody earlier and they suggested that Derek James has got Ryan Garcia fighting in I think December. Obviously, AJ is fighting at the back end of December in Saudi. So if he trained in Texas, where I'm assuming Derek would expect him to be, then if he flew from Texas to Saudi, I think the time difference is plus 9, something like plus 10 hours. Yeah. Surely could that be a valid reason? I'm not saying that is the reason, but could that be a reason?
No. I'm sticking to what I'm saying. I'm an ex-fighter. You know, I know what it is like to be with a coach and how you develop a relationship with a coach. I know the signs when someone's cutting corners. It's cutting corners. I'm not chatting for it's cutting corners. That's what it is. And again, it's like you're dissing Ben Davison. I'm not dissing him. What I'm saying is AJ is cutting corners. If he wants the best, pay for the best. If you want to be the best, that's it. End of. And I love AJ. I'm a massive fan of it. But if you ask me a question, I'm going to give you an answer. If AJ asked me, I'd give him the answer. You know, I want the best for him, but in my head, I'm thinking, why, that don't make sense to me. And that's why I don't like being asked these questions. I think it's like I've got Tourette's. What I think is just going to fall out my mouth. But that's how I think.
You just be honest. It's, you know, like when I spoke to Dominic recently, you know, your old coach, and he basically suggested that he should have just stayed with Rob McCracken no matter who he trains with, because he got the best out of him. But obviously Ben's had a lot of success recently. His style of training is different. The way Ben trains fighters, you know, obviously he's known to use tactics, you know, watching video replays, all that kind of stuff, and making certain game plans, etc. Do you think that could work for somebody like Anthony Joshua?
No. I don't. I just think.
I made it very simple, but there's a lot more to it than that.
There's a lot more to it.
Yeah.
And what I'm saying is, I think you need to respect and trust your coach. And if you're moving with somebody new, you know, you've got to trust him wholeheartedly. If he says jump, you don't say why, how high, when. Jump. I don't think that trust. That dependency, that I'm giving you my heart, I'm giving you. I don't think that will ever that can happen in such a situation. This is what happens when you chop and train trainers. These things happen, and so you're asking me a question, and this is my opinion. Yeah. I could be chatting shit as far as age is concerned, but we'll see. We'll see as time goes on.
Last thing on that, Otto Wallin, a lot of people are saying, from that whole card, that could be the fight that could spring an upset, because Otto Wallin has only got one loss to Tyson Fury, and that was a close fight. Very well respected southpaw. If anything, it could be a boogeyman type fighter. So if AJ goes and blows this guy away, are we going to give Ben Davison and AJ the credit?
Why? Because the
reason I'm asking you that is because there's a lot of people in the industry saying that this is a really hard fight, and I've not met anybody that said AJ blows him away.
I think AJ, put it this way, the AJ I saw at the press conference was a bit spiky. The AJ I saw at the press conference, he seemed a little frosty, a bit edgy. Good, because that's the AJ that mentality AJ was the AJ that got in with Dylan White. The AJ before that point, he had that spiky rough edge to him. He was in a room with egos that matched his, that were either bigger than his. So they weren't saying yes, no, yes, no. So all of a sudden he's saying, hold on a minute. You know, it's a reality check. So now he's like got Hunter's mentality, thinking, oh, these men are, what's going on? So now he's got a little bit spiky. I expect him to deal with Otto. I expect him to get the job done. I expect him to not mess about and get in there and get the job done. But I am surprised if he's chopped chains again and he's saying, this is my new coach for the rest of my career or for the next 2 or 3 fights. To me, I just think you're showing me, you're indicating to me your appetite of ambition, of where you really think you'll go and how well you'll do.
Well, Johnny, we just said a round of applause. The press is finished, and I always appreciate your thoughts because they are raw and brutally honest. Anything else you want to add before I let you go?
Not really, no, because I think someone's going to burn my house down. But I'm joking, man. I just think, listen, I say what I say. It comes from a good place. You know, I ain't hating on anybody. You ask me a question, I'm gonna give you my answer. I'm not gonna give the answer that's popular. That'll make me friends. And that's the kind, you want those kind of answers. You want someone to speak straight to you. So when I speak about Tyson Fury, Anthony Joshua, or even Spencer Brown, what I'm saying is I'm saying it straight as is. I want those people around me because that's how I elevate and get better. If I have people that are saying yes, no, you're good, how am I ever going to get better? So if I expect that, I've got to give that. And so this is why I talk how I talk, I say it how I say it, because I'd expect straight talk. So don't take these things personal. I'm telling you for your own good. I don't benefit from what I say. You asking me a question, I'm hoping, even though you might be pissed off I've said it, I'm hoping you think, well, maybe. That's how it is.
I did ask Tyson about his legs being gone, and he was obviously quite clearly taking the piss, and he said, yeah, they are gone.
And no. So basically, yeah, that's what I'm saying. He'll play with it.
No, he said my chin's gone, my leg's gone. But Tyson, if you know Tyson off camera, he literally doesn't really care what people say about him. I think the vibe I got is in some sort of zone where he's just seeing his own path and he's just blanking out what everyone's saying. That's the way it appears.
Good for Tyson. Good for him.
But yeah, as you said, his legs are gone, so we got that cleared. Johnny, as always, I appreciate your time, my man. And sign out with Spencer Oliver on the advert.
Have you ever been stranded on the side of a motorway with a broken down car? Like me, is that something that worries you? That's where motor breakdown insurance comes in. If your vehicle breaks down, a trained professional will be sent out to get you back on the road. Or if this is not possible within the specified time frame, to transport you to your home or to the nearest garage.